Yo, what is up, everyone? Good morning and happy day baseball. We have tons of games to get through. We have 16 of them. So we are here and ready to get you some winners. That's right. So if you aren't really familiar with how this show works, let me get that screen off of there. But I have a Major League Baseball model. I compare that to Vegas opening lines. And so I know with a confidence level of this, how often this game wins or this play, I should say, because we track every single thing. So we've tracked almost 5,000 plays in Major League Baseball thus far. So we do know how our model rates with Vegas. So it's playing one model versus the other. And we hope to come out on top and give you guys an edge on what you should play here today. We had another great night. Positive. We like that. That's for sure. Let's get going here. Let's get going. Take it to the stage. All right, we got a double header. All right, let's do it. Looks like we got Montas on the mound, 9.26 ERA, elevated over his last three of 4.85. And then we have Winans. Looks like winners to me, but he doesn't have those three starts that I like to see for my modeling. So when I do that, I consider it to be almost a bullpen game, right? And if it goes up differently, that's just kind of the way it works sometimes. But I am going to go ahead and go with the Reds here on the run line. We'll take the 1.5. I have the Reds winning this outright. You can see 6-5. That's because the Braves offense is still struggling a little bit here to run or to get some runs. They're only averaging 216. But 67.1% of the time, the play is going to be on the Reds run line in this situation. Next up is going to be the Cardinals versus the Pirates. It was a great one yesterday. That was for sure. Liberatore. He has a 9 ERA over his last three. 4.15 here this season versus Perez. 11.88. Super elevated. So we got two pitchers that are not doing so great here in the short term. Pirates offense still struggling to score, only putting up about 2.63 runs, even though they have been winning games. That Pirates offense is 9.4% lower in that offensive impact category that I talk about, the run scored, batting average, blah, 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 all of that. And the Rays offense right now, not hitting the ball hard, that's for sure. 578 on base slugging. So now you can see this one here is the play, the Cardinals on the money line, but that's sitting at 50%. This is going to be one of those that I'd probably just pass. But unless you like money line, I like money line. But 50%, as handicappers, we like to be above, 55 just to cover the juice, that sort of thing. So this is one that I'd probably just stay away with. But again, this is where we lean, and it is our highest play on the board. All right, we got the Phillies and the Twins. Nola on the mound, 4.09 over his last three, 3.54 here this season. Twins starting Okert. He's a lefty with a 7.71 ERA over his last three, 4.4 overall this season. We're going to go ahead and take the Phillies on the money line. They showed that they could get it done yesterday. In the 8th inning, top 8. Twins offense, again, they're not hitting the ball real hard either. 6.45 over their last three on that slugging. We have it a virtual tie, but the edge is going to go to the Phillies. They come in at 64.5%. All right, Brew Crew versus the Cubbies. Starting pitcher is Mr. Ross. He does not have the three starts that I like to look at over the last 14 days, so I'm going to consider this one a bullpen game here for the Brew Crew. Justin Steele on the mound, 3.86 ERA over his last three, been pretty steady, 3.07. Cubs bullpen has been getting it done, 1.155 less runs come out of that bullpen than the Brewers over the last five. So right now the Cubs bullpen ERA, right? It's under 3. It's 2.37. I think it's going to definitely help the Cubs here get this win in the late innings. We have a statistical tie, edge going to the home team. That's coming in at 63.6% of the time. All right. We got Red Sox and Rockies. Pivetta on the mound for the Red Sox, 2.84 ERA over his last three. That is below his 3.87 overall this season. We have Cal Quantrill. Suddenly he's way up, 9 ERA over his last three, 4.15 ERA this season. So Red Sox offense getting it done, averaging 6.23 over their last three. Red Sox right now scoring 1.5 more runs than their season average. So they're getting it done there in Colorado in that elevation. Red Sox offense right now is 19.2% higher in all of those offensive impact categories: runs scored, batting average, offensive impact. That's what I like to talk about here. But the Red Sox offense, they're averaging about 3 runs more than the Rockies today. I have them averaging about 5 runs more than the Rockies. So we will go ahead and lay the 1.5 here with the Red Sox today on the run line. That's coming in at 67.1%. Red Sox offense right now batting 5.3% higher than this Rockies team. I'll give you some stats. The Hunter Brown, who has a 1.5 ERA, getting it done in the short term, 4.14 ERA this season versus Sears. He's also pitching well. Look at that, 2.38 over his last 3 games. But we have the Athletics. Suddenly, we talk about their offense, scoring runs. This is crazy. They put up, an 8 spot yesterday. They're 4.5% higher right now than their season average in batting average. They're capitalizing, right? 5.66 runs per game is what they've been averaging. 14.5% higher than their league average right now in all of those offensive impact categories. Runs scored, batting average. So this is what we like to do, is we like to catch these teams when they're on these hot runs like this. So we're going to go ahead and still go to the A's run line today. We have at a 3-3 virtual tie here. Again, this confidence level is rather low. It's still 50.5. I like to see that in the 55% range in order for those to be plays that I actually make. But it's one of those, if you like it, I like it, modeling likes it. There we go. All right, we're doing it again. That's right. The text play of the day is going to be between Canning and Castillo. So if you want this play, all you got to do is text the word win to 223-203-1821, and we will shoot this over to you. This is our second highest confidence level of the day in modeling, 73.7% of the time. This is the play. So if you want this one, shoot me over a text. All right, game number 2 in the doubleheader with the Reds and Braves. We have Martinez. He has a 0 ERA over his last 3. Impressive. Versus Chris Sale, 2.61 over his last 3. Staying very steady, 2.7 overall this season. Reds offense right now is kind of struggling, 212 batting average. Braves, on the other hand, their on-base percentage, 982. And they're averaging 21.1 more percent than the Rays. I mean, the Reds, that's pretty crazy. Let's take the A's. No, it's the other A's. The Atlanta Braves on the money line, 64.7% of the time. They will come out victorious. I have a virtual tie here on this one. The Tigres versus the Guardians. We have Flaherty on the mound, 2.31 over his last 3. Under his 3.13 ERA overall this season. Tanner Bybee on the mound, 2.84, also under that 3.58 this season. Guardians offense is scoring 1.5 runs less per game than their season average right now. In the Tigers offense, in their offensive impact categories, they are 9.3% higher. Tigers offense has scored 2.14 more than the Guardians here over the last 3. We're going to go back on the Detroit Tigers. We're going to take them on the run line. So plus 1.5 runs here. I have it a virtual tie, 3-3, but 60.2% of the time, this run line play will be y'all winner. Orioles, M's, Mariners. McDermott, I don't have any stats on this dude. So it's going to be a bullpen game here for the Orioles. We have Cabrera. He has a 9 ERA, so super elevated over his last 3. His full game ERA is not great either, 7.36. Orioles starting pitcher then. If we take a look at even a bullpen game, they're 4.905 runs lower in the starting pitching matchup. So because of that, we are going to go ahead and take the O's. We'll take them. The Orioles, we have them winning 6-5 That looks like that's definitely over that total of 8.5. Money line coming in at 63% of the time when we're sitting at minus 145 with our variance. There we go. Padres, and Nationals. We have Waldron on the mound, 3.46 ERA over his last three, staying steady with his 3.59 this season. And then we have Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker, we don't even want to talk about this. A 67.5 ERA. 67.5. So, we take a look at this and divide it into, thirds, basically, or first five, or whatever you want to say. To give up that many, if we divide it by, 9, that's a lot of like one inning pitched while you're giving up about 12 earned runs. Like, it's bizarre. But anyway, that number's not good, no matter how we look at it. So yeah, Padres starting pitchers are 64.04 runs lower than the Nationals starting pitcher. That's a fun stat. So we're definitely going to take the Padres here on the money line. This guy is not going to have a 67 ERA, but it looks like he's still planning on giving up about, probably 4 or 5 is how we're looking at this. But 53.7% of the time, the play here is going to be on the Padres money line. Good luck. All right, Mets and Yankees. Yankees blew this one yesterday. That was for sure. Benaya on the mound. His a 6 ERA over his last three, 3.73 ERA over that 2024 season. We have Cole on the mound, 1.5 ERA over his last three. So he's getting it done, even though he hasn't really been picking up the wins much. But we're going to go ahead and say, hey, shoot me a text. It ties with the Angels and the Mariners. So you get 2 plays today. So text the word win to 223-203-1821, and we will get this play over to you. You get a bonus. It's 2 plays today. All right. Rays and Jays. Eflin on the mound, 3.75 over his last 3. Rodriguez, 4.45 over his last 3, 3.67 this season. Just a little bit elevated. Rays offense, they're batting 4.5% lower than their season average right now, even though they keep picking up some wins. Rays offense has that 189 batting average. And look at that. They got a win yesterday. What was it, like 4-2, something like that? Rays offense right now, they have a 640 slugging over the last 3. But here's the kicker. The Blue Jays offense, they're 4.8% more right now than the Rays. So we're going to go ahead and take the Blue Jays on the money line. This one comes in at 61% when the Jays are minus 105. Have this a 4-4 statistical tie. All right. The White Sox versus the Rangers. Flexen on the mound, 7.59 over his last 3, elevated from the 5.22. Rangers starting pitcher is Eovaldi, 5.25 ERA. He's also a bit elevated. Rangers starting pitcher, though, decent, right? Better than what's going on with the White Sox. White Sox offense, they're averaging 4.5% lower this season over their last 3. Their offense is 17.8% lower in all offensive categories, the offensive impact that I talk about. Run scored, batting average, on base, all those good things. White Sox offense has a 173 batting average. The only team that might be worse is, that's right, the Mariners. The White Sox offense has a 504 on base slugging. Terrible, terrible. So let's take the Texas Rangers, defending champs, on the run line. I have them winning it outright. You see that 6-4. But our best statistical play is going to be the 61% here with the run line. So lay the 2, lay the 1.5 runs, lay the 1.5, and we'll call it good. VIP, it's on my Royals game. I love it. I love it. So it's kind of funny because you have the Coors Field that is the highest offensive impact, stadium. And then the Diamondbacks is second for the highest offensive impact. And then my Royals at Kauffman, they're third highest in offensive impact, meaning that you just score more runs at these places, right? And what I find interesting is why? Why is Kauffman like that? Do we think it has right now something to do with the humidity. We've talked about the humidors and the increase in. I mean, I don't know. What do we think? So you have to leave it in the comments what you think. But anyway, if you want this play, you need to go over to our multi-capper site. It is right here. Here it is. ogcappers.com, where you can find our best of the best plays. So we give out all these free plays all day, but if you want us to go ahead and narrow those down and give those to you, they are here. You can see I had an 8 and 4 day yesterday. I'll definitely have a 3-pack, 5-pack, 7-pack available for you guys to pick up. You can see me and my sister there, the 2 old ladies that bet. When we do consensus, we give you all plus money plays. We have been crushing it here over the last 7. You can see other guys like Jerry and Danny and Bo also getting it done for you there at OG Cappers. You can find a little bit of everything you like. All of our pick packages are profit guaranteed, meaning that if we don't turn a profit, you get credits back to your account. And also, whenever you purchase, make sure you use this promo code OG20 to save you 20% there at checkout. But all you got to do is go to our All Cappers tab, and you can find the OG Cappers VIP. This one comes in at our highest variance of the day. 74.7% is this play. So make sure you pick that one up. All right. More Giants Dodgers. I love this matchup, even though it's like the Dodgers win all the time. I think I kind of half-ass saw a stat that I think it's like 16 and 4 the Dodgers have won the last 20, 16 out of 20. But we have Ray on the mound. He doesn't have any stats for me. I like to see what you've done in the last 2 weeks. I like to see the current. So again, we're going to consider this to be a bullpen game here with the San Francisco Giants. We have Glass now on the mound for the Dodgers. So we know that he's struggled with injury. So he doesn't have those starts right now. So I'm also considering this to be a bullpen game when we pulled in the stats, right? So it pulls all these stats automatically and it uploads and it does projections. And so that's how we come up with those projections when we don't have that data that we usually look for. But right now, it's the Giants offense. They're just really not scoring much, 1.5 less runs than their season average. They're batting 4.45 lower than their season average right now. And the Dodgers offense, on the other hand, is always capitalizing when they get runners on. You can see that. And their offensive impact categories are much greater. 16.6% of the time, they are hitting better than their season averages. Giants offense, they're batting 196. It's still better than the Mariners. The Dodgers, they've scored 2.86 more runs than the Giants over their last 3. So we feel pretty good about taking this run line here. I have the Dodgers winning by 3, so we will lay it. That run line comes in at 66.7% of the time. All right, folks, that is all I have for you today. Enjoy the day baseball. I'm super excited for it. I love watching baseball all day. It gives me tons of fun things to do when we're crunching numbers. But you guys, make sure you check out Bo's video series. He will have those up for you today. Check him out. We appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Click on the bell to get the latest notifications. Also, leave your comments. We always like to know who you guys are on. All right, you have a great day. Let's get some wins. I'm excited.